Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Justin Talks TV. So today the Emmy nominations for this year have come out. They came out this morning. I watched the nominations come out live for the first time. It was it was exciting at first, but then for me it became quickly very disappointing. Um for a lot of reasons for me. And it's been a few hours now, and I processed it enough to now I can at least talk about it with you guys and share my reactions and my thoughts about you know who was nominated, who wasn't nominated, who I didn't expect to be nominated, and just kind of where I think, everything is going to end up by the time the ceremony comes around in September. But I assume you probably, if you're listening, you probably already know who won, or not who won, who got nominated, but I'm gonna read off all the nominees for you in each category and give you my thoughts as just, a refresher. Or if you are just hearing about who was nominated for the first time, and this will be good, then you get to hear who was nominated. Nominations were exciting, but I don't know. I always get disappointed. I knew this year's race, it was so incredibly competitive. There were so many entries in every single category that it was going to be impossible not to disappoint somebody or someone's show, or somebody wasn't going to get in. But nevertheless, it still was disappointing. It still can be disappointing and everything. But I did figure that there was going to be a lot of, it was such a competitive race that only certain things could get in, but um still some of it was just a little disheartening for me. But let's talk about it though. So, for outstanding drama series, we have Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jackets. Personally, I mean, I don't watch any of these, literally any of them. The drama category isn't my like main thing, but I have to say, This Is Us, in my very highly, in my opinion, which I really considered, all of it. I think This Is Us should have been nominated. I get why these shows pretty much were nominated, except for Yellow Jack. I haven't heard of Yellow Jack until recently. I still know what it's about, but I just really felt like This Is Us deserved to be in it for its final season, after being one of the best network dramas we've ever seen, and especially in recent years, and it being its last chance, and just being such a beautiful story, and just the best storytelling I've like ever seen. And then for it just not to be nominated in its final season for outstanding drama series was just a little, it was very disappointing for me. And I was very disappointed to see that this morning when watching the nominations. But, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. And like Dan Fogelman and he kind of already talked about it on Twitter. He was kind of saying, you win some, you lose some, and this doesn't take away anything from how good the show was or anything like that. But still, in my opinion, it did deserve its props for its final season, especially being one of the most watched shows on network television, period, this season, But streaming, I don't have a problem with streaming, but most of these are on streaming except for Better Call Saul. Um, but also I will say this, Stranger Things, ooh, if that had just gotten in a little bit later, maybe This Is Us could have squeezed in there. But anyway, but that is outstanding drama series. I could see it going to. I wonder if it will go to Succession again. I mean, it could go to Severance or Ozark, but I don't know if it will go to Succession again. Maybe Stranger Things. It's so hard to tell with this one, especially coming out with like I don't watch them. So I was thinking about starting Succession. I still haven't. But we'll see how that one turns out. That could go a few ways. But moving on to outstanding comedy series, which is my favorite category and the one I'm most passionate about. And the nominees are Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows. So, Abbott Elementary, thank God it got nominated because, ooh, that is a good show and it definitely deserved to be nominated this year. You know, its first season, getting the nomination can be hard and it absolutely deserved it. I was so happy to see it, even though by the time it got rolled around, I was already like shaken up by somebody had just gotten snubbed that I was like still stunned by that I could barely react to that in the moment. And then we have Barry. Barry season 3 was so good. Of course, it like people are talking about like, is it still a comedy? But I think it had comedic moments of the season. Um, but Barry was definitely a exquisite season, and so glad it got nominated. Now, Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was shocked that this even got in. I was stunned. I was like, I did not expect Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I usually like Curb Your Enthusiasm, like for real, but this season was not very strong. It really wasn't, unfortunately. I didn't even finish it. I was watching, there just wasn't a lot keeping me going, and it kind of just became a little too ridiculous to where I was kind of losing interest. So I don't really think this season of Curb Your Enthusiasm should have made it in. So I really don't think so, but I was that was a surprise. I didn't even see it that high up on most prediction lists. So that was a little off for me. So I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't think it would win anyway, but still. Then we have Hacks. I knew that was going to be nominated, a well-deserved nomination. Their second season was very strong, very good show. So yeah, and then Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I was surprised at this too because I heard on a different podcast talking about Emmy nominations that talks about like TV show stuff. They were saying kind of the fuel on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel was like, dying out or whatever. So I didn't expect it to be an outstanding comedy series, but here we are, still there. But then we have Only Murders in the Building, Hulu's brand new murder mystery comedy from last that premiered last year and now is airing its second season now, which is a good Emmy strategy that has worked before where they air their second or they air their season, at the same time that people are voting for the Emmy so that, they're watching it and they're more convinced to vote. For it because it's still like running episodes, which is a good strategy for that show. I would like to see that win outstanding comedy series. That would be definitely that's one of my top picks out of these. Then we have Ted Lasso. I don't like Ted Lasso. I don't even like it being nominated, to be honest. But that's my opinion. Moving on. What We Do in the Shadows. I've never seen only What We Do in the Shadows. I've never seen it. I've never seen a clip. Even people say it's funny. I mean, like by people, I mean like critics or whatever. No one I know watches it. So it's hard for me to give an opinion on that. And I kind of didn't expect it to get a nomination. Here's my thing. I think Blackish deserved a nomination, especially over the most recent season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, for sure. Blackish has been on for 8 years, has been nominated countless times and never given anything really, and for it's been such like an important show for representation and one of the network comedy standouts of the past several years, and then for it to not even get a nomination its final season just felt very wrong to me. And I kind of saw it being snubbed before. I kind of figured it wasn't going to make the list as a show, but it was still nevertheless very disappointing. So I think Blackish personally should have been nominated, especially if we're talking about over the most recent season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Absolutely should have been nominated over that. Um, I saw one other show that could have been nominated. It was called Reservation Dogs. It's a new show on Hulu. I've only seen the first two episodes, but because I only just started watching it, but it seems very promising, and I would have been okay with that being in here too. But anyway, but for outstanding comedy series, I kind of think there's so many ways it could go. I think the best contenders are going to be Abbott, Hacks, and Only Murders in the Building. I don't know if Ted Lasso can really pull, off winning outstanding comedy series again. And I'm not just saying that. I think with all these other shows stack up against it, it's going to be harder for it to pull off. And I don't want Ted Lasso to win. My personal choice is Abbott Elementary, and second being Only Murders, and third being Hacks, then Barry, then Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then the rest doesn't even matter. Moving on though. Outstanding limited or anthology series: Dope Sick, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, The White Lotus. I haven't seen any of these. The White Lotus, I think, it sounds really good. I've heard good things about that. That could be the winner, or Dropout or Dope Sick has been like things I always hear about. So those could be, you know, um, that's who I probably think will win. But and then moving on to the next category, lead actor in a drama series, you have Jason Bateman, Ozark, Brian Cox from Succession, Lee Jong Jae, Squid Game, Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul, Adam Scott, Severance, and Jeremy Strong, Succession. Um, wow. So again, not seeing drama is not my main category. I'm sorry. But you know, Adam Scott seems like he'd be really good in set. It's just seemed really good in what I've seen of Severance. So that'd be a great winner. That's kind of my pick because I've seen some of Severance. And I like Adam Scott. Bob Odenkirk, I hear, he has a good chance this year. One of the Succession actors always has a good chance of winning. And they could give Jason Bateman his props again for the final season of Ozark. The Squid Game actor, I don't know anything about Squid Game. I swear. I mean, I just don't know anything about it. It didn't seem like my kind of show, like murder and blood or whatever. I wasn't into it. But I would like to see Adam Scott win because I think that'd be cool. But I could also see Jason Bateman winning for the final season of Ozark. So yeah. And then lead actress in a drama series, Jodie Comer from Killing Eve, Laura Linney, Ozark, Melanie Linsky, Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh, Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon, The Morning Show, and Zendaya from Euphoria. So this is where I was absolutely stunned, furious, disappointed. This category disappointed me more than any other category in the entire show. I mean, Mandy Moore should have been nominated for an Emmy for, I found that it crazy that she did not get a nomination. And it's not just me. I've seen all over Twitter people saying the exact same thing. The woman has played Rebecca Pearson, through 6 decades of her life, was dying of dementia in the last season and filmed it while she was pregnant. I don't understand how that's not worth a lead actress nomination. And compared to Reese Witherspoon in The Morning Show season 2, which was not even very good, the season or her storyline, I cannot believe that that's who they chose over Mandy Moore. If you're gonna nominate anyone from The Morning Show, it should have at least been Jennifer Aniston. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, but like her performance just did not stand out as much to me. Neither did the second season of The Morning Show. It definitely declined in quality, and I absolutely believe that Mandy Moore did a better job than I cannot see almost any of them giving a better performance than Mandy Moore did in This Is Us. There are very few people that I will advocate for as actor or actress so much like this to where I just cannot feel. The only one who I think, I mean, Zendaya gives an amazing performance from what I see and hear about in Euphoria, but you know, some of the I couldn't even believe it. Like, I've heard so much about Killing Eve. Its most recent season was so bad. So I thought that was absolutely mind-boggling and like one of the worst choices the Television Academy has ever made. I mean, Mandy Moore not even getting a nomination was just ridiculous. It was troubling and heartbreaking. I cannot believe that. But out of these women, I pick Zendaya. I think she'll win. That's my choice to win. Um, I don't really want anyone else. I was the only Zendaya was the only person that I would have been okay with winning the award besides Mandy Moore, and I still stand by that. So, lead actress in a drama series was the most disappointing category of all. Um, and the Mandy Moore thing is just the ultimate disrespectful snub to one of the greatest performances and one of the greatest shows. So, if I'm advocating for a show that much or a person that much, then, you know, that's really saying something. It's not even just someone I just kind of like, it's someone who I truly think gave the best performance. So, but moving off of that category, outstanding lead actor in a comedy series, Donald Glover, Atlanta, Bill Hader, Barry, Nicholas Hoult the Great, Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building, Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building, and Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso. First, I'm okay with this category almost entirely, except for the fact that Anthony Anderson didn't get a nomination for the final season of Blackish over Nicholas Hoult in The Great, which seems to be another one of those shows that kind of like is about, a certain time period and a certain location where they can't even include people of color. So, and then for that to get a nomination over Anthony Anderson after so many years of giving like this really great comedic performance as Trey Johnson was just, that didn't sit. I just really was disappointed by that. I'm sure he's a good actor or whatever, but I cannot. I think Anthony Anderson for sure should have pulled out a nomination for Blackish's final season. Um, so, and then I would say my pick in this category is definitely for Bill Hader for Barry. He's a really great actor in Barry, absolutely amazing. That really be the only. I mean, I like Donald Glover and Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Only Murders, but Bill Hader truly feels like he was the most outstanding lead actor in this category. I do not want to see Jason Sudeikis win. One, because he didn't give as good as a performance as Bill Hader, and it just wouldn't even make sense to give it to anyone but Bill Hader in this category, like for real. And then but that's how I feel about lead actor. I think it should definitely be Bill Hader, and that Anthony Anderson was definitely snubbed in my opinion, especially seeing so many places it was predicted to be nominated. They're just predictions, obviously, but if most places, I mean, I just felt like it was like something that was definitely going to happen, especially for its final season. Um, but outstanding lead actress in a comedy series: Rachel Brosnahan, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel; Quinta Brunson, Abbott Elementary; Kaylee Cuoco, The Flight Attendant; Elle Fanning, The Great; Issa Rae, Insecure; Jean Smart in Hacks. Um, this category, I mean, I was surprised Kaylee Cuoco got the nomination. Not that I think she's bad, I just didn't see anywhere that, I mean, she was like a toss-up. Um, but, I definitely thought Tracy Ellis Ross was gonna be in here. Um, but I guess I'm not surprised that she didn't make the cut, but I think there are a couple people that I would have thought were gonna make lead actress in a comedy series. Like, I guess I thought, I guess this is kind of like what the prediction lists were saying. I didn't see Elle Fanning from The Great being anywhere on the list, really. So I wasn't really expecting her. And I guess that I wasn't really excited to see that. She was, I mean, I guess I was just thinking, I would see other people in that, category besides that. So I guess I was just disappointed, but, I'm sure she does a good job. But I think the winner here, I would really like to see Quinta Brunson win for Abbott Elementary. I think it'd be great to see Issa Rae for Insecure. Jean Smart did a really good job in Hacks, like she did. Those are my top 3 picks for sure. Anybody el I mean, those are my top 3 picks, but I think my overall one would be Quinta Brunson. It's hard to say who would be. I think Jean Smart is gonna win again. That's what I think, um, which I'd be okay with. But next, some of these I'm gonna blow through because I just know less about them. Outstanding lead actor in limited or anthology series or movie: Colin Firth, The Staircase; Andrew Garfield, Under the Banner of Heaven; Oscar Isaac, Scenes from a Marriage; Michael Keaton, Dope Sick; Himish Patel, Station 11; Sebastian Stan, and Pam and Tommy. Um, Oscar Isaac might win that. I keep hearing about his performance in that, or Andrew Garfield, or Michael Keaton. So one of those guys is probably going to turn out to be the winner. And then lead actress in a limited or anthology series or movie: Toni Collette, The Staircase; Julia Gardner, Inventing Anna; Lily James, Pam and Tommy; Sarah Paulson, Impeachment, American Crime Story; Margaret Qualley made Amanda Seyfried the Dropout. Um, I think Amanda Seyfried, I kept hearing that she was like kind of like a front runner for this for sure. The only one of these I've even caught a glimpse of is Made. So Margaret Qualley, why not? It's like these, I don't watch these shows. I unfortunately I might start watching more limited series, to be honest, just to be more informed on them. But I have not seen those. But I will say Amanda Seyfried for The Dropout is my prediction. And then outstanding supporting actor in a drama series: Nicholas Braun, Succession; Billy Crudup, The Morning Show; Kieran Culkin, Succession; Park Kai-so, Squid Game; Matthew McFadden, Succession; John Turturro, Severance; Christopher Walken, Severance; Oh Young-soo, Squid Game. Um, let's see. Kieran Culkin, I keep hearing about his performance like so much. I think he could be the winner and stand out of this category. Honestly, or any of the guys from Succession, really. I don't. Billy Crudup won back in 2020 when the morning show first came on, but I don't see him winning again due to the morning show has lost some of its steam, and compared to all the other guys from Succession, that's just going to be a little harder to pull off. So I do see it being Kieran Culkin from Succession. Um, and then outstanding supporting actress in a drama series, Patricia Arquette from Severance, Julia Garner, Ozark, Jung Ho Young, Squid Game, Christina Ricci, Yellow Jackets, Rhea Seehorn, Rhea Seehorn, Better Call Saul, J. Smith Cameron, Succession, Sarah Snook, Succession, and Sydney Sweeney, Euphoria. So with this category, again, not my main category. Forgive me on that. But it's hard to say who I predict to win this. So I'm not gonna put a prediction. To be honest, I can't really speak much on this category. But that's who is nominated. Um, Outstanding supporting actress in a limited series or movie: Connie Britton, The White Lotus; Jennifer Coolidge, The White Lotus; Alexandra Daddario, The White Lotus; Caitlin Dever, Dope Sick; Natasha Rothwell, White Lotus; Sydney Sweeney, The White Lotus; and Mare Winningham, Dope Sick. I'm gonna predict one of the women from the White Lotus is gonna win this. Just based off of odds. There's 5 out of the 7 nominees. So somebody from the White Lotus is my prediction. Outstanding guest actor in a drama series: Adrian Brody, Succession; James Cromwell, Succession; Coleman Domingo, Euphoria; Arian Moayed, Succession; Tom Pelfrey, Ozark; Alexander Skarsgård, Succession. Let's say Coleman Domingo. That's my pick for that. Outstanding guest actress in a drama series: Hope Davis, Succession; Marcia Gay Harden, The Morning Show; Martha Kelly, Euphoria; Sanaya Lathan, Succession; Harriet Walter, Succession; Lee Yu Mi, Squid Game. Sanaya Lathan, that's my pick for Succession. That's my pick for that. Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series: we have Anthony Carrigan from Barry, Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso, Toheeb Jimo from Ted Lasso, Nick Muhammad from Ted Lasso, Tony Shalhoub from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Tyler James Williams, Abbott Elementary, Henry Winkler, Barry, and Bowen Yang, Saturday Night Live. This is a good lineup. I'm very excited to see Tyler James Williams in the supporting actor comedy series for Abbott Elementary. You know, since I've like grown up watching his stuff, like from Everybody Hates Chris to this Disney Channel movie he was on called Let It Shine, to now Abbott Elementary, and now him being nominated for an Emmy. That's just so cool. And to see a Black man in the supporting actor category, I mean, that just feels really great to see him nominated, and I'm so excited for his nomination. Um, but I don't see him pulling through. Unfortunately, that is my personal pick for sure. But I think one of the guys from Ted Lasso is gonna win again. Um, so but I'm very pleased that Tyler James Williams. He was like my pick. I'm like really wanted to squeeze into this category. I'm so glad he did. Um, and then we have outstanding supporting actress in a comedy series: Alex Borstein, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel; Hannah Einbinder, Hacks; Janelle James, Abbott Elementary; Kate McKinnon, Saturday Night Live; Sarah Niles, Ted Lasso; Cheryl Lee Ralph, Abbott Elementary; Juno Temple, Ted Lasso; Hannah Waddingham, Ted Lasso. So what I'm gonna say is I saw the whole season of Saturday Night Live, and I'm not Kate McKinnon, I mean, to me, she didn't seem like she was in a lot of the episodes and none of the performances. I can't really even name any of her performances besides her send-off episode. So I wouldn't have picked that. I would have replaced her with Cecily Strong or A.D. Bryant. Personally, if I had to pick someone, another actress from Saturday Night Live. Um, I think it'd be cool to see Hannah Einbinder win. She does a good job in Hacks. Janelle James from Abbott Elementary, great job. Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary, I truly love to see her win. She has had a long career, and this is only our first Emmy nomination. I would love to see Cheryl Lee Ralph win for Abbott Elementary. But alas, I see it's probably going to be Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso. So, but still, there's still hoping that she can pull through, or anyone from Abbott, or Hannah Einbinder from Hacks. And the outstanding guest actor in a comedy series, Gerard Carmichael, Saturday Night Live, Bill Hader, Curb Your Enthusiasm, James Lance, Ted Lasso, Nathan Lane, Only Murders in the Building, Christopher McDonald, Hacks, Sam Richardson, Ted Lasso. I would say Nathan Lane for Only Murders in the Building or Christopher McDonald for Hacks is my pick out of these. That are the ones I've seen. Well, I have seen Gerard in Saturday Night Live, but I think I turned it off because it wasn't funny to me. So I would say Nathan Lane from Only Murders. And then outstanding guest actress in a comedy series, Jane Addams, Hacks, Harriet Sansom Harris from Hacks, Jane Lynch, Only Murders in the Building, Laurie Metcalf, Hacks, Caitlin Olsen, Hacks, Harriet Walter, Ted Lasso. Okay, I like this lineup. We got a lot of hacks going on and Only Murders in the Building. So um I did like maybe Laurie Metcalf from Hacks is my pick, I would say. Um Now pretty much the rest of the nominees are in the creative arts Emmys. But I'm gonna read you a few of them that are still gonna be included within the primetime Emmy show, which is the main event, like outstanding variety sketch series, a Black Lady sketch show, or Saturday Night Live. Those are the only two options. I would pick Saturday Night Live. I've tried. I mean, obviously, I'm a black man, so a Black Lady sketch show is not tailored to me. I watched it. I mean, it's not for me, but I would pick Saturday Night Live personally, but I wouldn't be too opposed if it winning because black people winning is always my thing. But you know, I would pick Saturday Night Live, and that's probably what's gonna win because you know that's probably just what's gonna win. Even though I'm rooting for all the black success, and then outstanding variety talk series. The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Late Night with Seth Meyers, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Um, hmm. I like all of these. I always like whoever's nominated for Outstanding Variety Talk Series, usually, unless it's James Corden. But so I pick anybody, but I think it'd be cool to see Trevor Noah. I think it'd be nice to see someone else besides John Oliver. John Oliver always wins, so it'd be nice to see somebody else. And then I'm gonna read outstanding writing for comedy and drama series and outstanding directing. So outstanding writing for a drama series, Thomas Schnauz, Plan and Execution from Better Call Saul, Chris Mundy, A Hard Way to Go, Ozark, Dan Erickson, The We Are, Severance. Ooh, I cannot read that name, but One Lucky Day from Squid Game, Jesse Armstrong, All the Bells Say from Succession, John Lithgow, Ashley Lyle, Bart Nickerson, episode titled F Sharp from Yellow Jackets, Ashley Lyle, Bart Nickerson, the pilot of Yellow Jackets. The train episode from This Is Us should have been in one of these slots, and I will not be taking any discussion on that. That's one of the best episodes I've ever seen, and it deserved a nomination for Outstanding Writing. Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series: Quinta Brunson, Pilot, Abbott Elementary; Duffy Boudreaux, 710 in Barry; Alec Berg and Bill Hader for the episode Starting Now from Barry; Lucia Anelio, Paul W. Downs, and Jen Statsky, The One, the Only from Hacks; Steve Martin and John Hoffman from True Crime from Only Murders in the Building; Jane Becker, No Weddings and a Funeral; Ted Lasso; Sarah Naftilis, The Casino, What We Do in the Shadows; Stephanie Robinson, The Wellness Center, What We Do in the Shadows. So my pick, I think I would pick either Duffy Boudreaux for 710 and of Barry, because that was just had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, and it was a really well-written episode. Or Starting Now from Barry. I would pick one of the two episodes from Barry, but would be okay with Quinta Brunson or the team from Hacks or Only Murders winning. But let me find Outstanding Directing for those. But yeah, this year's Emmys, I've my excitement has died down for them. I'll probably just watch, but I'm really not expecting a lot for me personally. So but I'll still watch. I'll probably give commentary on it, but I'm just not as excited as I was even like like yesterday. I really expected more from the nominees personally for what I wanted, but it's nice to see, so many people get nominated. I'm sure their work is great, but certain shows and certain people just meant like something to me to where I really wanted to see them be nominated, and it's still disappointing not to see it. So, but okay, Outstanding Directing for a Comedy Series, we have Hero Murray for Atlanta, Bill Hader for Barry, Lucia Aniello from Hacks, Cherian DeBiss from Only Murders, Jamie Babbitt from Only Murders in the Building, MJ Delaney for Ted Lasso, and Mary Lou Belly for The Miss Pat Show. I would pick that Bill Hader for Barry. Bill Hader is an amazing director. Absolutely amazing. I would truly pick him for Outstanding Director and nobody else. I loved his directing. It's just wow. It was like so amazing. So I would definitely pick Bill Hader for Best Director for a comedy series. Now Best Directing for a drama series, we have Jason Bateman from Ozark, Ben Stiller from Severance, Squid Game, I cannot pronounce that name. Mark Milo from Succession, Kathy Yan from Succession, Lorraine Scafaria from Succession, and Corinne Kusama from Yellow Jackets. It's hard to say. I assume it will be someone from Succession, but I hear Ben Stiller's directing is so amazing in Severance that I would think he should win. And from the one episode I've seen since I just started watching Severance, I think that would be a good choice as well. But that kind of concludes what my thoughts are on this year's Emmy nominations. There were a lot of disappointing things for me, and I'm sure for a lot of others as well. People wanted Stranger Things actors and all these other different shows and things to be nominated, but this is the most competitive Emmys race ever. And so you're not you had to disappoint somebody. So, but Justice for This Is Us, Mandy Moore, Blackish, those are my shows that were snubbed, and I value them so much. That they're still great shows, even though they didn't get their award props that they deserved. Um, but I'm still looking forward to some parts of this year's Emmys. I was so excited to see the whole crew from Abbott Elementary winning. Quinta Brunson broke Emmy records for being the first Black woman nominated for 3 Emmys in the comedy category. Like, wow, Cheryl Lee Ralph gained her first nomination. Tyler James Williams gained his. Janelle James. That was so exciting. So, not everything was negative. I was excited about the Only Murders in the Building nominations. And those are the ones I was really excited for. Really, I mean, other ones I was okay with, but like those are the ones I was really excited for. Um, so we'll see how this year's Emmys go. They come 2 months to the ceremony, September 12th. Streaming on what you can watch live on NBC or streaming on Peacock. I will be tuning in, I think, or I'll change my mind and maybe I'll have on in the background. It depends. I just don't, I lost my momentum for like doing something for it and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you guys took the Television Academy has destroyed my excitement for the Emmys this year. It was disappointing. I also was disappointed. I kind of wanted some of our more, they always do this thing though about talking about diverse nominees or whatever. When I and then like not giving them the awards like ever almost. So I just don't have high hopes, especially after years and years of watching the Emmys like kind of disappoint. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for the Emmys, or maybe you're as like skeptical about it as me. But these were my thoughts and opinions. You could be excited about a lot of them, but personally, I wasn't very excited after the nomination. So excited before, and then that quickly fell apart within minutes. um, so yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode talking about the Emmys. A couple months of the ceremonies. This is probably the last episode I'm gonna do on the Emmys before the ceremony. Maybe I'll do one after, depending on how it goes. Um, but for now, this is the last Emmy update for until the ceremony. And yeah, thank you for watching and listening to this episode. Um, yeah, and I'll catch you with a new episode very soon. Bye.